You are sitting on the couch, staring at your phone, and suddenly you blink. 20 minutes have completely vanished. You opened Instagram or TikTok without even making a conscious decision, and now you have no idea how you got there. This happens every day. Along with it comes a chronic lack of focus, zero motivation for deep work, and the bizarre feeling that you need background noise, a podcast, a playlist, or a video, just to exist in your own home. It feels like a personal failure of willpower. But this state of chronic exhaustion may actually be the result of a systemic biological hijack. This universal brain fog is a predictable, mechanical response. It is a red flag indicating that your neurochemical reward system is completely overloaded. To understand why, we have to look at dopamine. Popular culture calls it the pleasure chemical, but from an evolutionary standpoint, it is the chemical of desire. Your brain releases it to reward behaviors that keep you alive, like eating or reproducing. This chart shows how our brain makes choices using that ancient logic. If you stand in front of a fridge and choose between a carrot and a piece of chocolate, your brain directs you toward the item that releases far more immediate dopamine. But watch what happens to this chart when we introduce the modern economy. Thousands of companies have put that exact reward system on steroids, designing hyper-palatable foods and algorithm-based feeds to deliver massive hits of dopamine with zero effort. This third spike dwarfs the others and actively compresses our biological scale. Because our baseline for reward has been artificially pushed so high, the natural pace of everyday life barely registers. To a brain accustomed to infinite scrolling, normal reality feels agonizingly boring. The only way to fix a corrupted baseline is to manually override it. I tested this by running a clinical self-experiment, a 7-day dopamine detox. The rules were strict. I completely eliminated all sources of external, cheap dopamine. That meant zero social media, no digital entertainment or video games, no junk food, no alcohol, no porn, and crucially, no music. The first 2 days were incredibly uncomfortable. The sudden lack of stimulation is jarring. Something as simple as pouring a bowl of cereal and eating breakfast in total silence feels highly unnatural. Your brain desperately searches for its usual quick fixes. Routine tasks become heavy. Getting into a car and driving without the pacifier of background music feels almost unbearable. This psychological pain is the necessary friction of physical withdrawal. The brain is quite literally starved of the overstimulation it has come to expect. By day 3, the acute anxiety fades. The biological reset begins. Here is an animation of the core mechanism at work. When your neural pathways are starved of free dopamine, the receptors begin to resensitize. They multiply and open up to capture smaller, natural signals. The brain becomes willing to expend effort to earn its rewards again. Behaviorally, the shift is immediate. Without the distraction of endless pings and feeds, I could suddenly drop into deep, uninterrupted flow states and tackle hours of complex video editing with ease. I even found the energy to learn how to fly an FPV drone. I had put it off for months, but because my brain now craved healthy, earned stimulation, waking up at 5:40 a.m. to practice felt exciting instead of exhausting. Motivation is a physiological drive that reemerges once the environment lacks low-effort alternatives. As the week progressed, the empty boredom I felt on day 1 transformed into profound mindfulness. Your perception of time physically slows down. You start finding genuine fulfillment in simple events you normally ignore, like the sound of birds in the morning or the exact way the light hits a landscape during sunset. Before the detox, my mind was constantly occupied. I would stand outside, surrounded by nature, but my brain was stuck thinking about a social media post I saw an hour earlier. I was physically present, but completely absorbed by digital noise. Clearing away the artificial noise allows the brain to finally register the life happening right in front of it. Our collective exhaustion stems from a landscape designed for profit rather than biological health. The modern attention economy thrives on keeping us in a state of constant, low-level stimulation. Silence and boredom serve as a manual override for this engineered state. Regularly stepping away from the digital stream forces the brain to readjust its expectations and sensitivity. This is a biological transition. Moving away from passive consumption creates the mental space necessary to become an active creator of your own experiences. A calibrated reward system provides the clarity needed to direct your own destiny. By mastering these biological signals, you regain control over your decisions and your time.